Hello lovelies and welcome to the channel. So I have a new scrapbook layout for you today, but it is an 8.5 by 11 inch layout. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you may have seen I'm working on my niece's album. She is one on Friday, sorry. She'll be one on Friday, and yeah, I'm just trying to get some of her album done, but her album is an 8.5 by 11, which can be somewhat of a challenge for me. I do like my 12 by 12. I like the space. I like having all that real estate to play with. But I really do, every time I do a layout of her, I tend to forget to cut it down, so I end up with a 12 by 12 for my album, which isn't helping me get her album finished. For her mother, I mean. So, I'm starting with some colour shimmer spray by Colour Blast in Blush. Now, sometimes this doesn't give me the result I like. So it's a shimmer spray. So of course the emphasis is on the shimmer. But I like colour, and I really wanted a nice pastel-y looking pink. And I don't do pastel, so I didn't actually have this colour, but I did have a really nice shimmer. And I thought if I sprayed enough of it onto some plastic and then use the packaging technique, I might be able to get a really nice colour. And it really did. It showed up really nicely. It's a gorgeous colour with all this beautiful shimmer. I absolutely loved it. So I had an idea for a bit of an experiment, so I thought I'd give it a go. Now, in my art journal, I have used gel medium and gold leaf to give me some nice gold splodges. But I also know that if you do it with the gold foil, you can get the same result. Just takes a little bit of work. It's a little more... The technique is a bit different is what I'm trying to say. So I've put my gel medium through a stencil because I wanted some gold pops on this layout. Now, yes, I could have run this through the Mink, but I didn't think of that. I think what happened was I got my mediums mixed up. I think what I originally wanted in my mind, what I had in mind, was the gold leaf, but instead I used the foil. So I make it work anyway. So I put the foil on top of the gel medium, and then I use my heat gun to heat it up. Now, the gel medium has to dry. You can't just put this down and peel it straight off. It has to dry a bit. And I found with my heat gun, by just drying that off with my heat gun, it gave me the result that I wanted. So as you can see, that gel medium is adhering to the Mink, to the foil, and it's leaving behind a really nice foiled area. So I just add a few extra pieces here and there just to make my gold areas a little, look a little better. Yes, I could have run this through the Mink. Halfway through this, I realized that I have the reactive paint, so I really could have run this through the Mink. But I just wanted to give this a go. Like I said, I think in my mind I got the gold leaf and the gold foil mixed up. I think I originally... When I had this in mind, I was thinking of the process I used to apply gold leaf in my art journal. But, either way, it still gave me what I wanted. It still gave me some really nice gold foiled areas on my layout. So I really did want to go with this really nice pink shimmer and the gold foil there. So like I mentioned, the key to making this work the way I've done it is the heat gun. I did need the heat gun to dry the medium while the foil was on top. And there's probably many different ways you could do this. You could run it through the Mink, you could use gold leaf, but with what I had and what I'd done, yeah, the key to my layout in doing this was to use the heat gun to dry that gel medium while the foil was there, and then to peel that foil off. And I have to admit, I really do love how it turned out. So this could, open up many different possibilities. I'm sure a lot of fun playing with stencils and gel medium and foil. The possibilities are endless. So you may notice my page does warp, and what I should have done is I should have let this dry properly overnight, and I tend to place them under heavy objects like art journals, books, things like that, to help them flatten out. But I was too impatient last night. I was hoping to actually get this video up last night, but I couldn't get a good enough photo of the end result. So that's why it's waited until today. So I could have flattened this out, but I tend to, if I have the time, once I've done all my wet media, then put it under an art journal or something just to flatten it out before I started adhering everything to it, because I find if I do that, it flattens it out really nicely and everything just sticks to it much better. But I was too impatient, so, you know, I make it work. But once it's in the album, it'll flatten out pretty well. Now, I'm going to start trying to layer up behind my photo. Now, I pull out some... What is this? This is calligraphy paper from Daiso, and I got it for my gel plate, but it also works as a great background layer. I think it's like 100 pages for like $2.80 something. It's a very thin paper, smooth and glossy on one side and textury on the other. It's really cool, and I love using it with my gel plate, but I thought it would also work quite nicely for a texture piece. And then I decide I need some pink to make that stand out from the background as well. So I just pull an old Project Life card that is sitting on my desk, trim that down with my photo on top, and yeah, that's going to be my layers. I decide to mount this on some foam, mostly because I enjoy having some dimension on my layouts. I don't always like everything to be 2D. Other times I don't bother and I just stick things down flat, but every now and then it is good to have some form of dimension on your layout, whether that be your photo or your embellishments or your title even. So in this case, I mount my photo on some foam to give it dimension, and then that gives me a really cool area to layer my embellishments and then also tuck them under as well. So that gives the illusion of lots of dimension and different size things all over your layout. I do have double-sided tape and also foam squares, but if I'm doing a big piece like a photo, what I'll do is I have foam sheets, just cheapy foam sheets from a cheapy shop, and they come in about A4 size, and literally I just cut them down to fit behind my photo. I find this is a lot cheaper than going through rolls and rolls of double-sided tape, and with a bigger area like a photo, foam squares can sort of give a bit of a divot if it's not completely covered. So yeah, cheap foam from a good old cheapy shop or a craft shop does the job really well. I just put double-sided tape on both sides, and yeah, it works for me. So literally, I bought these, I think from just, my local dollar shop, and yeah, I just cut them down. I am running out of double-sided tape though. I really need to get more. I do have about 2 rolls of the really, really thin one. I accidentally bought the wrong one on an online sale, and I don't like it. I really hate it. It's really, really thin. I think the size of it is the 5mm. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, I'm down to my last little bit of my last roll, so I really need to get some more of that. It is my favorite, and that's what I use to adhere to my foam and put to my layout. So enough about foam and adhesives and all that boring but necessary stuff. That it is essential, but anyway. So I'm just working on my title now, and a while back there was a collection, and it's not in my mind at the moment. I'm completely drawing a blank, but there were thickers made for a boy and a girl version of the collection. And I have both because I have boys, and my niece here is the first girl. So I bought the boy and the girl ones. The boy ones have silver titles, and the girl one has gold titles. So of course that worked perfectly for this layout, and I've just gone with Hello Cutie because you can't get any better than that. And then as I was reading my drawer of baby girl supplies, yes, I have a drawer. That is it. That's all I have. When we found out Luna was a girl, I went out and brought all the baby girl products I could because I only had boy products, baby boy in general. That's all I had. So I went on a buying frenzy and bought all the baby girl products I could. And yes, so they sit in their very own drawer so I don't lose them. And because she's the only baby girl I scrap, it's all sitting there for me. So this is just some of the things that I've pulled out of that drawer, and I'm just going to adhere them down. I put foam behind this, but then realised my photo is mounted on foam, so I only need to foam half of it. And then I also tuck a little, this is what I mean by having some dimension. It gives you some really cool places to tuck things and just give you a little more just interesting, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, yeah, to give your eye interesting places to look on your layout. So I tuck this underneath my photo and this little circle thingy here. And yeah, then I'm going to use some of the hearts that come on that thicker sheet to embellish my other areas. I love this bow and I really wanted to make it work, so in the end I stick it up in the top corner because I couldn't figure out where else to put it, but I figure it works as a little cluster up in the top, so I love it and I think it's adorable. So yes, then I'm just, like I said, going back in. That's what I love about these sticker sheets. They tend to have little pictures or symbols or icons as well, and this one came with little gold hearts that worked perfectly for my layout. And I'm just sprinkling them around, and then that's it for my layout. So I really do love this one, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I will be back real soon with a new video. Bye for now.